Welcome back, and thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing the front pages of the paper. YK, you have a story?
My story, I took. It was
You
about
don't have to mention it, just take it.
So I'll take the nation story now, which is the Afenifere hailing our governor Sonwolu for defending Tinubu's record. They were talking about how he defended the country and the president in because of Peter Obi's comments at the Johns Hopkins University. They were saying it was the secretary, National Organizing Secretary Chief Kole Omololu. He praised him for defending the president and the nation against opposition politicians in incendiary calumny campaign. Calumny campaign. He said that certain, because I don't want to go into that, I'm just saying they hailed the governor.
All right.
Okay. So I have the major marketers, Sabi, the Independent Marketers Association of Nigeria, Petroleum Marketers. So the National Publicity Secretary of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Chinedu Ukadike, was speaking about the fall in the cost of crude oil internationally. So Nigeria's Brass River and the Kwaibu crude stood at $64 per barrel now. And nationally, we have other crude falling as low as $59 per barrel. And this, of course, has made us fall short of about $10 per barrel. We had projected in our budget at $75 per barrel. But they are looking that, yes, this will mean that price of crude and petrol will drop in Nigeria, but it might not be immediately. That's according to what he
because they already have a lot of stock at the old price.
Yes, he said it might not be immediately, but eventually. For me, it's worrisome because as we know, they manufacture even petrol, even tissue paper now. So we know the green manufacture, export even anything. It's only this crude we are exporting.
No, but I told the story yesterday. The government said that they have plans that the economy will not shake even despite the
it's
drop.
Okay. I will take their own on the song.
All right.
Yes, I have Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board. They say on Monday released the results of the 2025 UTME, raising concerns about mass failure as more than 1.5 million out of 1.9 million candidates whose results were released scored below 200. That is seriously concerning. So UTME is graded over 400 with each candidate assessed in 4 subjects scored over 100 marks each, right? A breakdown of the results released yesterday shows that 983,187 candidates, that's a little over 50%, scored between 160 and 199, while 197 candidates, that's a little over 24%, scored between 140 and 159. Additionally, 57,419 candidates, that's a little over 2%, scored between 120 and 139. Then in contrast, high performers were significantly fewer again this year. Only 4,756 candidates scored 320 and above. Then 7,658 candidates scored between 300 and 319. Brings the total number of candidates who scored 300 and above to 12,414 only. That's 0.63%.
I think there should be more analysis about which schools they came from, which all of those things, so that you can know what is working and what is not working. So that we can get
I guess there'll be further schools will do theirs to break down.
Did you see the video I sent you of the parents at the
praying? It tells us where we are. Moving on to Daily Sun, major headline: bandits, herdsmen wreak more havoc, kill 19 in Bauchi communities, 2 in Benue, and they kidnapped 4 passengers also. UTME over 1.5 million, score less than 200. That is really, really bad. Federal government okays over 750 billion for road construction. Dangote hails Tinubu over NNPCL appointment. NIJ lecture, AI reshaping public governance architecture, says customs boss. And Uzodinma, Southeast APC leadership resolved to make party dominant in zone. And final story we'll take from the Daily Sun will be student protest, alleged mismanagement of 100 billion naira student loan. Who has that story?
So I don't have that one. I have the custom boss. He was speaking at the Nigerian Institute of Journalism, the conference, and his topic was AI in public governance. He said that the AI market is the future. He said the projected AI market in 2030 for about 7 countries, the UK, Estonia, Singapore, UAE, Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya, stood at $16 billion. And he said that's at an annual growth rate of about 24.4%. And he says that it's now not just enhancing government operations, but it's fundamentally reshaping public governance architecture, praising it and talking about it as the way to go.
All right.
Yes, so I have the students protesting. So it begins here by, they said the National Association of Nigerian Students, yesterday they blocked the Redeemed Christian Church of God camp section of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. This is a protest as a result of the alleged mismanagement of 100 billion funds allocated to Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund. So the protesting students say that they stopped all movements. They said vehicular movement stopped for over an hour. And this was to see if they could persuade, although the paper says goad President Bola Tinubu into taking decisive action concerning this alleged misappropriation. I just want to go straight to what they were being accused of. So the investigation, they're saying investigation revealed NEL Fund received 203.8 billion as of March 19, 2024, comprising of 10 billion from the Federation Allocation Account Committee, 50 billion from the EFCC, and 71.9 billion tranches from Tertiary and Education Trust Fund. Meanwhile, only 44.2 billion naira was disbursed to 299 institutions, benefiting 178 students. With these findings, the ICPC spokesperson confirmed that a clear case of discrepancies had been established, and the probe would now extend to institutions and individual recipients. NANS, during the protest, decried the gross misconduct and humongous corruption in the disbursement of education loans to students of tertiary institutions. So I really tried to see if there was any anything from NEL Fund, but given this in this paper there wasn't. But it says continued on their website. That's the Sun website. Okay. So we'll hear what they say. But based on the story, I'm just talking based on NANS.
You know, there have been stories about the money not getting to the students, the universities taking the money. So there have been stories about it. Over
the money shouldn't get to the students. The money goes to the university.
But no, the money that is meant to get it does not correspond with what they said they have given out. This is what the conversation is about.
Moving on to Vanguard, major headline, anti-Tinubu coalition, North alone can't decide 2027 presidency. That's from Tanko Yakasai, ACF. That's the Arewa Consultative Forum. That name just skipped my head for a second. Federal government bans procurement of foreign goods produced locally. Rivers setback for PDP governors as Delta pulls out of suit before Supreme Court. VDM to be released today faces multiple charges in court by Thursday. Fresh concerns mount over budget 2025 as oil prices drop further to 59 per barrel. And Dangote thanks Tinubu for revolutionary change in oil and gas sector. So,
yeah, okay. So, okay, I took the kidnappers that forced the town to contribute 10 million ransom and jollof rice.
Edo Delta.
Yeah, I think because there was this backlash some weeks ago over the killing of those hunters. But this, apparently, the killer herdsmen they kidnapped two of their people and they asked them to pay 5 million. So they couldn't come up with the money. So they now said, if you can't pay that 5 million, okay, now you are going to pay 10 million. And they abducted them on the 18th of April. They said, now pay 10 million, you will bring jollof rice, you will bring 50 black bullet drinks, milk, malt, loud. Loud is drug. Oh.
Yes.
This is what the kidnappers were demanding, apart from the 10 million. Marijuana wraps, table water, rice, different school bags. They just gave them a whole list of things. So they had to take them, the money and everything in 2 bags. And they made sure, they said, if they tell the security, they will know. So people were advising them to poison the food. And they said, if we poison the food, they will first give it to our people.
Yes.
And then they will now kill even the emissaries.
Yeah, exactly. Who dared to,
poison them?
Yes.
So sad. The audacity to make such demands.
They said they alerted the security. They already said there's nothing they can do for now. Okay. So they had to go like that.
And drop the money and those things.
Drop the money.
The VDM story. So,
okay, please.
EFCC has said, a source, has said that the social media influencer and activist Martin Ose will be released today and charged on Thursday following all protests that happened yesterday in Abuja. So he was picked up last week at the GT Bank by the EFCC. And so this led, of course, to protests because the style for which he was picked up seemed like a kidnap, and he was, thoroughly beaten and then taken away without a warrant of arrest, no prior notice, nothing, when he was protesting something else, a fraud that had happened to his mother's account. So this led, of course, to social media as well as, a lot of advocacy against the way he was done. Even the PDP former presidential candidate was speaking. Nigerian influencers as well as musicians and, people of were insisting that they would take their grievances to the National Human Rights Commission, and this has led the EFCC to decide, according to this source in the Vanguard, to release him today and charge him for multiple offences, according to them, on Thursday. I'm wondering why now? Why didn't they, come before? Why did the charges come before? Almost like a cover-up that, okay, let's just find out something, sum up some charges. Let's just, because this Wahala, Nigerians, they started protesting. We didn't know it would be like this. Let's find something to cover this up. So I think, but that's the update on it.
All right. That's all we can take on Front Page Review for today. We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.